Cool. Well, let's just continue talking. I like it.
Okay.
And then we'll
Okay.
do introductions and stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like it's more natural.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about your background?
A little bit. I mean, we both have corporate backgrounds, right?
Yep.
And I worked at the Union Tribune when there was a newspaper and there was paper back in the day.
Yeah.
I used to be paper and ink and things like that. That taught me a lot. It was good. And I received a promotion. I was promoted into the marketing department and worked on a lot of exciting projects there until I realized that I was pregnant with twins. And I already had a 3-year-old. And I was at a crossroads. And I decided to kind of put it out there that, I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
So that was a deciding factor. I decided to invest in my kids.
Mhm.
And I don't regret any of that. That was a good move. And worked from home from that point on. So I always continued my career and I always kept my children a secret.
Really?
I always did. No one knew. And I remember telling, a client once that I had 4 kids
Okay.
and they were floored
Yeah.
and they couldn't believe that I could.
Was it like a stigma of having kids?
Oh,
Like,
100%. Yeah. And I think there still is some of that, to a certain degree as a woman. But I made it work. I had people that came in and helped me. I had nannies and things that helped, create a good life-work balance.
yeah.
And it worked out. And my kids are awesome. They're
Yeah.
great human beings and they're some of my favorite people. And yeah.
Your story would probably really resonate with my sister. She's my partner in this business. She just had the baby and she's, I think, feeling a little bit of that stigma with, clients and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like hard to trust someone that, they have to put their whole time and being into someone else, an individual. This isn't her baby anymore, It's
Right.
hard to let go.
Well, it's hard for people that don't have children to understand how you could possibly meet this deadline.
Yeah.
How could you possibly do this work?
Yeah.
If you're divided like this.
So how is it possible?
Heck if I know. I mean,
Yeah.
I did it. I did it for decades
Yeah.
and I kept it a secret. No one knew.
Yeah.
So I think the stigma is coming off, I hope, for other
I
young
would say.
ladies out there, that it's not quite how it was when I was in the corporate arena. And those were working for corporate clients.
Yeah.
So I really had to keep it. I have no children.
Yeah.
No, I had twins and now I'm skinny.
Yeah. How about you, Mark?
Well, I started back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I got my start as I was a graphic designer, and I wanted to get into working on the internet. At that time, it was just starting out, and there was all this stuff going on with investors, and I thought, well, I'd like to get started. I have an idea. Maybe I can get some investors involved. And so I had an idea about putting cameras into daycare so that parents could watch their kids while they were at work. And so I got some investors involved, and next thing I knew, the money started rolling. I had about 10 employees and had a big office up in Kearney Mesa. I had no idea what I was doing. So I knew that I was in the same boat as everyone else. We didn't know what we were doing, but we all had ideas. So I just started jumping in and learning as I go. And next thing I knew, within a year, we had a product.
Wow.
And it was a great start. It taught me a lot about how to build a website, for one. And so shortly after that venture, I went to work for a company called WebSense.
Okay.
And they were a web security company that helped corporations with their productivity by blocking certain websites from their employees so they couldn't shop at work or look at porn or any of that kind of stuff. And so I jumped on that, and I was their webmaster for a few years. Mm-hmm. And then after leaving there, I just started my own company.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later that Celia and I had come to meet each other. We met each other on Match.com, of all places.
So classy.
And I interviewed her for 3 months, and then we got married.
No, for reals. It was like, is this a date or an interview?
Yeah, she had a killer resume. So.
Yeah, I could wash dishes. I could do laundry. Just kidding.
And lo and behold, she turned out to be the most talented person I've ever run into. I worked with a lot of people over the years, and she's super talented, and I wouldn't hire anyone else for it.
Yeah. He thinks he's my boss.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, it's an illusion. I know.
At what point you did Pivot and you guys created Straightfire?
So we started Straightfire.
Well, we found out that we graduated from the same college.
Yeah, we went
We're
to the
both
same
in
college.
Seattle.
Yeah.
And we went to the same college. That's how we met on Match. I was like, wait, you went to the Art Institute of Seattle? No way. You're like my age. I'm like, I should know you. You were in my classes. It had to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I was like, I got to find out like who this guy is, you know? And and found out that we just missed each other from like a year. Like barely. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't meet up there, but
we both went there and I got my degree there.
Yeah. I ended up coming down here and graduating at La Jolla Academy of Advertising Arts. Okay. And that was back in 1986, somewhere around there. I know she's around.
I'm okay. It's all right. It's all good. Yeah. We're old. That's what I'm going to do. Older.
No.
So you guys get married and then...
Yeah, we got married and
we... for Straightfire or the marriage?
So it was simultaneous. It was part of our...
Yeah.
I vow to be the best designer in the world.
Yeah. Well, she's a perfect partner. She does most of the design work and I do a lot of the technical work behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And between the two of us, I think we make a pretty good power couple, I guess, and we work great with each other. But we do have separate offices.
Oh my gosh!
Because I like to play heavy metal music and rock out, and she likes to listen to nothing.
The birds.
Yeah, I would drive her nuts if we both had an office together.
And calm.
I'm best of both worlds. Sometimes I need the metal, sometimes I need both. So I get it. That's funny.
Yeah, his office is full of guitars and he'll play too. I'll hear him playing. I'm like, I gotta go see what he's doing. Is he working? Are you working? What are you doing in here?
Yeah.
So you're musically inclined, you're artistic. That's really what drove the passion behind the marketing company?
Yeah. I guess same with Celia too. She wanted to be a rock star when she was when she was getting out of high school, and she learned to play guitar and sing, and we were both in bands for a while. And so we both had this rock star mentality. Yeah. And then we realized we have to eat. So I think that's when we decided we should go into design.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Did you ever work for any like rock stars or bands like the?
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. No.
He grew up next door to Kurt Cobain.
Yeah. So no, he actually lived in Aberdeen, and I was born, raised in that area of Washington. And so I had a garage band right next door to where he lived. So I probably drove him crazy over there.
He's like, oh my gosh,
these guys are terrible.
Is it all grunge? And what were you, like, metal?
Well, no, we were 70s rock, AC/DC, that kind of stuff. And we had no idea what we were doing. Yeah. But we just loved doing it. It was fun. And I think we all thought we were going to be rock stars. Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta have a dream, you gotta have a passion, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. So tell me a little bit about Straightfire and how it evolved from, the marriage into a business.
Well, Celia came up with the brand and the idea of Straightfire. I guess at that time it was a new coined phrase that was out there.
So talk about the values that you guys instilled in Straightfire. Like how did that come to fruition? Like what was the driving point and the mission behind the company?
The mission. Well, I can speak for myself. I don't think we've ever really talked about it, but I personally wanted to have control over my creativity and creative license to explore and to be appreciated in that exploration. And I found that to be true. I found that we've been able to help a lot of people. And that's extremely rewarding, even if it's a small thing, in the big picture of, design. Yeah. For me, it's like I can really be proud of something like that. Yeah. And to do something that I'm proud of and no one can fire me.
Mm-hmm. Well,
clients can fire me.
But, but
I get to say what I want to say, how I want to say it. And there's freedom in that. And within that freedom, I believe that's where creativity can really grow.
Yeah, that's great. How about you, Mark?
Well, I'm a very creative person. I enjoy my work. I'm very passionate about it, and every job we take on is it's a new blank canvas.
Okay.
So we don't specialize in one area. We actually handle a lot of different areas. It could be anything from biomechanics. It could be technical stuff. It could be restaurants. It could be someone selling flowers. So there's no boundaries really there.
niche.
We don't have a niche.
Yeah.
We never really wanted to. I think it makes it more exciting that we can take on someone new every time. And what we do is we love to learn about that company, learn about the competitors, and for us, that challenge is exciting. And so we wake up with a new challenge there every day.
With that being said, what's like a standout client that you guys had? Or can you talk about one?
Sure.
Yeah. Maybe you talk about your favorite, or not favorite, but talk about a standout in your perspective and a standout in your perspective. I think that would be great.
Well, from a design perspective, I would say the California Women's Museum of California.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
They just said, yeah, go do what you want to do. Do whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dang. And then you like go, oh, there's so much I could do.
Yeah.
You know, and then really honing it in and representing their brand in a way that, you know, that I don't think they'd ever considered. And that's what I love. It's like you take something that no one's really thought of and you create this thing, and it kind of catapults the mind in a way and gets the people working there thinking differently about themselves and about their work environment just by a visual. It just does. And then putting it out there in public and having the public view them that way as well.
Yeah.
That's extremely exciting. And I wouldn't trade it for, you know, that experience for anything. And they did get hit up after that website went live. And now they're going to have a permanent location at Balboa Park, which is something, you know, I feel like I didn't do that, but I feel like I was a part of that process that brought attention to them. And they went, oh, they have this amazing collection of women's compacts, makeup compacts and hats. No, I mean, did you know that?
No, I hadn't.
Exactly. So that's part of the museum.
Okay.
And
Is it the history?
It's history, but it's also current events as well. You know, the right to vote, you know, all of those things are all part of the museum.
How far do you go back? Like,
oh, geez. Well, it started in a woman's home, like in the 60s. And she had this huge collection of women's magazines, like, you know, liberation type style magazines and other older things from the 1800s. I think that a lot of it was in her house when she moved into that house. I have a feeling. And then she just collected and collected and collected until she had this huge collection going. And she decided to start a museum. I couldn't tell her name right now. But, and that's how it began.
Wow.
So it's very interesting. So it's all kinds of backgrounds with women. And
you created like a website for them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
and wrote it.
An identity or?
No, they had their own logo already as far as branding goes. I had to follow their interesting color combination that was a challenge for me.
Sure.
It was like, okay, anyway, that's a different subject. But, you know, working within that color and creating a visual, something exciting that was alive, and wrote all the content for it as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I write as I design, which is also a very interesting process.
So you're like brand strategy.
Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
Yeah.
Storytelling, that kind of thing. Yeah. And I feel really proud of that work.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thanks.
That's some story.
Yeah.
What about you, Mark? What about a client for you?
Standout client, anyone that allows us to be creative.
Yeah.
We just recently did one for a company called San Diego Ceramic Coating. And it's not a big client, but it allowed us the freedom to design pretty much anything we wanted to. So for me, that was a great website to work on. And we were allowed to experiment a bit with some motion graphics and things of that nature. And it's kind of rock and roll looking, for a small company. And so I really enjoy that process. And so it doesn't matter if it's a big company. And I've worked for Sears and several large corporations over the years, Dell being one of them. It's really not how big the client is, but how creative we're being allowed. What's our creative license restriction going to be? Yeah. And so when it's an open field, it's like, wow, let's just go to town and see what we can do.
Yeah.
And that way I can kind of look back and go, hey, we're really proud of what we did there, instead of just doing what the client asked us to do completely,
Yeah. So you don't have like a specific niche, but you definitely have like an ask, like a recurring value, like openness, like open-minded, creative freedom.
Yeah. I think that's where the fruit is in that ability and that freedom. And it's part, a lot of it has to do with trust.
Yeah.
And if someone trusts you enough to relinquish the reins, and for you to just be able to do what you feel is best. I mean, if you look at the contrast between the ceramic coating and the women's museum, I mean, they're completely opposite, right? But we managed to find those audiences that are going to be wanting to find that information and attracted to those visuals and, sign up for whatever we're more marketing for them.
Yeah. And talk a little bit about your process of like, how do you, I guess, find like that creativity for these different clients? Because it takes a lot of inspiration to like come out and figure out something different for each one, right?
Yeah.
So like, how do you get there? I guess.
It is definitely, that's why I have to work in silence, man. I can't turn noise on, dude.
Like, what's your creative process?
Well, I'll give you an example. Right now we have a new client, and I didn't realize they're so not marketers. But what I didn't realize until probably this morning is that they need to be branded like in a serious way. And it was a process, like, oh, they have a website. Oh, they have a logo. Oh, they have this. They have all these elements, right? But then the client's like, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? And I'm like, well, yeah. And she goes, I need all of that. So it's like, okay. So we are rebranding is what we're doing now. And that was a process of just going back and forth and realizing they need a brand.
Overhaul.
Yeah, big time. So that's one way. But we do our research always. And we look into each industry and look what their competition is up to. And
analysis.
Yeah, of course, always.
Yeah.
And where, as a consumer, I think that also there's a certain amount of emotional intelligence that you get inside the mind of another person or a group of people, and you understand their life in a way, and to the point where you can connect them to a product. And so I think that's part of our process. That's part of my process anyway, is that I can kind of feel what their needs are and then meet their needs.
Yeah.
And with that, understanding their story rather than the client's story. So
you mean the consumer?
So the consumer story. So it used to be that you would tell a story and the consumer would come and they would go, oh yeah, I would like to go and, check those guys out and see what they offer. But that totally changed over the last few years, where it switched. Now it's the consumer that has the story that's looking for the answers to their story versus the client saying, hey, we're so great. We're so awesome. You should shop here. Well, that doesn't mean anything to the client. What does mean something is if they answers what they're really searching for. So they have their own story. Understanding that story is really key to what we do, try to figure that out. So it's more than just analytics or looking at the trend.
Which is part of it too.
Empathy for what the client is or the customer is doing out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk about a little bit about the evolving landscape of digital for you guys. Definitely have seen it, from, I don't even know when, you said the 90s all the way to now.
Yeah.
It
was a party
Yeah.
for a while. When I mentioned, like
Great train.
Yeah.
Sears and Dell, we had big clients coming in. They would hook up with me and go, hey, can you fix this thing in our store? Or can you design this thing over here? And it was like, wow. And there was really no competition. It was great. It was a big party. And then all of a sudden, 2008, I had my last giant job in 2008 where a guy decided, here's $250,000. I want you to design this social media site for me. I thought, well, great. That's the type of clients I want. Well, the next year, all of a sudden, it was like a ghost town. There were no more clients, and that was when we had the big economic dump where
You were
the
probably born in
recession.
2008.
No. I remember my parents lived through it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. It was a big recession, and it was like, well, what do I do now? Because nobody wants web design, and so I had to reinvent who I am and what I do.
Yeah.
It was just
Mhm.
purely web design, and then all of a sudden it went into, oh, okay, well, I'm starting to hear through the channels that people want marketing, and I thought, well, okay, well, I have a marketing background. I could probably do this. And then I discovered that digital marketing was starting to take over, and so I had to just throw myself 100% into it, 110% into it, learning everything that I could about digital marketing, and that's what saved the company at that time. It was like kept me going. It was like, oh wow, okay, I can pay my bills now. And I discovered that pulling people in through that channel allowed me an open door to actually designing their websites down the road.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of times I'd be doing SEO or PPC for somebody, and then they have a terrible site.
Yeah.
It was like, anybody that comes in the door, and I hate to see your hard-earned money go to waste, but if they come in the door, they're not going to convert. They're looking at something that is not up to date, and people are like that. They can be very shallow, and they just want to like, oh, I'm going to throw you away and go the next guy that looks better. So that actually opened the door again, and so it did evolve. And it's still, I think it's still pretty much the same thing today. It's not like you can go out there and say, oh, I want to be a web designer these days, because you're not going to get work.
Why do you say that?
Why do I say that?
Yeah.
Because I think that people are more enticed about the big bucks. They want to hear money. They want to hear, what are you going to do for me to make me money? They don't care about how
Design.
much you have behind you, your background, what design skills you have. They want to know, how are you going to make me money?
Sure.
And so that's what we have to sometimes come across is, okay, well, let's work on your digital marketing here first, and then pull in the web design.
Which then, in turn is like, okay, well, maybe you're making a too big of a net and you're trying to cast it on too many different people, because if you really silo the type of audience that you want to market towards, like, you will find the right person that understands brand awareness campaign, or, store talent campaign, or a creative campaign, right? It's like, but if you're like trying to market to everyone, like, I can do it all for you, and like they don't understand it, then I mean, they're not going to understand it. I guess, you know what I mean? So, but at the end of the day, like, for us personally, like as our agency, like, we definitely don't want to talk to people that don't have like a marketing person or marketing department within the company office structure, because like, if you're trying to talk to someone about like the value of what you're producing, some of them just don't genuinely understand it. That's okay.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
We've seen startups, have money and backing, and then have no marketing budget, and they fall flat on their face. It's one of the biggest mistakes I see over and over and over. They just don't prioritize until they realize, and it's too late. They're already in it financially. And then they're like, oh, I need to spend a lot of money. I'm like, yeah, if you want to survive, you do.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking to see that happen sometimes, when somebody gets so invested and then they realize, oh, well, I have to market. I mean, if we build it, they won't come. Because I think a lot of times these guys have a mindset that if I put it on this is old school, World Wide Web, right? And they put it out that it's broadcasting.
And everyone in the world is going to see it.
Yeah, everyone's going to see it.
That's how it works.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, more and more every day becomes a pay-to-play game, right?
Yeah.
It's a good way to put it.
But at the end of the day, so talk to me about your perspective of design. Like, what have you seen evolve through the years?
Oh, well,
Like softwares and tools?
yeah, I have different feelings, mixed feelings about all of that, of course. And some of it's great. I mean, I've used Canva and it's come in handy recently, even for our own website. We've done some video work on there and stuff.
Sure.
So there's definitely, advantage to all those tools, and I'm not against any of those tools. What I have a problem with, let me just put it that way, is I don't feel like a lot of design has soul anymore. I know that sounds kind of groovy.
Yeah.
And I am kind of groovy. So, and it's just something that you just pick up on, or I pick up on quickly. And I think also, and I've voiced this before, actually, I don't think a lot of people know anymore either, which also kind of makes me sad. It kind of reminds me of music in a way, and how music at one time was actually played with instruments, and people had to really craft their instrument and work hard and practice and do well and get on an album and be heard. And it had a lot more soul to me. And now it's like a lot of it's not that it doesn't take craft. It does still, to, get behind a computer and create sound and rhythm and instruments with a computer as a sole person or a couple people. So it's just, that's kind of how I see things in general have evolved.
It's losing a little soul to it.
Yeah.
Because look at AI. I mean, it's soulless.
Yeah.
I know.
It's real.
I know. I realize that. And my hope is that there'll be people that will gravitate the other way. I feel like the pendulum is swinging again. And then I'm hoping that it will come back to somewhere in the middle where people are going to, desire something real again, something authentic. And when they look at it, they know that it's real and authentic, as opposed to something that was created by, a computer somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are yearning for that.
I hope so. Tell me that again. Louder, louder.
Yeah.
Because I can't do that with my own integrity, and the way that I just can't go there. It's just not who I am.
Like, you were starting today, like what advice would you give yourself? Sorry, fumbled that.
That's okay.
After
I don't know.
Oh, I'll start.
You go. My younger self. I was such a dweeb. I wouldn't pay attention. I just did what I wanted.
Yeah.
I was a little rebellious and.
Yeah.
I would say keeping up with the trends, and right now learning prompting, AI prompts is really in, and you really got to learn that. And it's interesting because that's evolving quickly. A couple of years ago, you had to really know some language there in order to give a proper prompt. But now it takes simple language now to really, I would say, learn how to create a story, and then create that story into an image. And so, I think prompting is a big one right now. And design, design is evolving. I really don't personally know what to say to someone. Should you go to art school right now? I'm a little confused about that.
Yeah.
And, I don't.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's sad. But hopefully, as you said before, if the pendulum swings back and people are more interested in authentic art, then great, you should be skilled.
I think rebuttal to that would be like, if you want to be an artist and create a business, maybe go to school for like entrepreneurship or business type of admin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're a true artist, I feel like the talents already lies in you. Like, you don't need someone to teach you.
Yeah.
There are a lot of resources out there to learn, like you're saying, that might
Yeah.
you and stuff like that.
I learned a lot in art school.
I bet. Yeah.
Art school was like, we had to hand letter.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like, if you
This is back when the dinosaurs were still around.
if you wanted to make a headline, you had to take and you know what a rapidograph is?
No.
Okay, it's a pen. It's a very specific ink pen, and you had to draw each letter. You had to draw each letter for a headline. You had to know how long that letter was going to take, how much space on the page. All of those things.
Yeah.
It was highly skilled compared to what we do now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
but so all of that was a discipline also. And it taught also a work ethic.
Yeah.
And detail orientation and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I think the other
it's
thing is that
valuable.
when you go to art school, you learn perspective and design to the point where if you are prompting something, does it look balanced?
That's true.
Do the colors create a certain feeling? So those are things you would learn if you did go to graphic design.
It's not even there yet. I feel like it's there and it's learning now, but I mean, I think it has a couple of years before it gets like really advanced. I feel like you look at AI imagery, it looks like AI.
It does.
Yeah.
Plastic right now. Yeah.
But they will get there.
Yeah.
I just don't know if people know. A lot of people can't tell.
Yeah.
And they just don't.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, you can't tell.
I'm actually tired of correcting people on Facebook when they go, oh, look at this beautiful scene. And I'll go, I've been there and it does not look like that. This is AI.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? You know,
Yeah.
so there is some of that naiveness that's going on.
So as your younger self, which was the original question. See, this is why we're partners, because I always swing back around.
Oh, okay.
What kind of advice would you give?
As my younger self?
Yeah, for anyone that's starting
Oh,
now.
well, it's all about this is a hard field to be in if you're going to go into design. Very competitive, especially now, that you have to be super passionate about it. You have to love it. And it has to be one of those things at the end of the day, you feel satisfied because you did what made you joyful and happy about, design. And it shouldn't be something that you were just thinking, like, hey, I should just draw, or I should just do this thing. No, you shouldn't just do it. You should be it, should feel it, should know it, and make that a part of your life.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's good advice. That's hard to top. My younger self, I would say don't compare. I would say comparison kills contentment. And the contentment, when it goes, it sabotages creativity. And so I would say, it's good to dip in, but dip back out again and be who you are, be authentic to yourself.
Yeah.
I love that.
And don't tell your parents what you're going to do, because they'll kill your dreams every time.
That's why I created the podcast, because I feel like we're pulling authentic stories out of people. And I feel like that is the one thing AI can't take from you.
This is so true.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that support a lot. It's easy to get caught up, in fear, I think. There's a lot of, everything is very fear-based, and I choose not to do that. I choose to, get some information and take that and kind of filter through it.
Sure.
But I don't dwell in there because it's not healthy on a lot of different levels. So, and
it's like reading the news every day. I mean,
that's
so
what I'm talking about. Yeah. All of those things. And so, it's good to just pursue your soul, what's in your soul and what's in your heart, and go after it hard. We worked really hard.
Yeah.
We have really high level work ethics.
It took me a long time to get into this business, almost 14 years.
Well, a lot of it's who you know. It's the same old, same old. And doing what you're doing is great, because that's how you gain, traction out there.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, big time trust. Yeah. There's a lot of people that want to make money, right?
Yeah.
And so that's never a good foundation.
No.
So, trust is huge.
What about the vision for Straightfire? Do you guys want to talk about that? Like next few years, or?
We're not done by far. We're not done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel it. I always feel like I'm just getting started, because everything changes.
It does change.
And it's like, what? What am I doing now? Wait, what? And then you got to learn something new. And then you got to
every day.
And so I never feel like I've arrived anywhere, because it changes too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm the same goal, is that eventually we'd like to grow the business to the point where we might even sell it at some point. And so it is about growth right now and finishing strong, and also still enjoying the journey. We still love to have clients that, have a pile of money and say, do what you want to do. I mean, to be honest, you'll get a fake answer from everyone, but I'll be straight with you. I'm old enough to do that. So, if they got a budget, and they just say, hey, just do what you do, because what you do is really cool.
Yeah.
And
how many times have you done it without a budget?
Oh, plenty of times. Yes.
Yeah,
many.
Yeah.
We learned all kinds of tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. How to make things look.
Isn't that funny?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's more about, okay, well, let's have something for our portfolio. There will be, that's the value. You know, we can put it in our portfolio and, you know, but we've bitten off a few that we just thought, oh, wow, what did we get ourselves into for this little amount of money? But, you know, we still give 110% no matter what.
Always, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, go ahead and plug your guys' company and like your social media handles, and we can start wrapping up.
Oh,
That way we could.
we haven't started yet?
Yeah.
That was it.
How many?
You guys are at like 45.
Okay.
No way. That went really fast.
Wow.
Because it's a
Well,
lot.
hopefully
Okay.
got something.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
My name's Celia Creek. I am partner at Straightfire Web Design and Digital Marketing.
I am Mark Lazan, and I am partner at Straightfire Web Design and Digital Marketing.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you guys here today at Market Movers. It was so great to hear your guys' story.
Thank you.
Let's
you.
go ahead and give your guys' business a shout, the website, social media handles.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you
Yeah.
so much. I know this was, putting this together was great. So I appreciate your time and the questions were good.
Yeah.
I think as far as like verbalizing some things that we've never verbalized before. So it's good.
You guys did some great stuff today.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
So
We're going to plug ourselves.
Our plug ourselves. So, okay. So our website is straightfiremarketing.com.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Pleasure.
Yeah.